Let's chat about Shakespeare and introducing it to your younger students. Hi, I'm Aileen. This is Homeschool with the Clarks. I am currently homeschooling a 12-year-old seventh grader, 10-year-old fifth grader, 8-year-old second grader, and a 4-year-old preschooler. I first was introduced to the concept of Shakespeare with young kids from the Read Aloud Revival podcast with Sarah Mackenzie. I listened to one of her podcasts. Actually, a friend told me about it a couple years ago, and I listened to that. And then she recently had the same person on her podcast again. I want to say over the summer, and that's when it really sold to me on doing Shakespeare with my kids. The person that she interviewed and discussed Shakespeare with was Ken Ludwig, and he is a playwright and an actor, and he wrote this really fantastic book called How to Teach Your Children Shakespeare. And he talks about how he started teaching his daughter Shakespeare, I think when she was 5 or 6 years old, and the way that they did it was through memorization. And I thought that that was really cool, because when you think about Shakespeare, at least for me, when I would think about it, it was like, well, that's a high school thing. But isn't it cool to just experience the beauty of that at a younger age in an approachable way? And so I dove in this year, and we have been learning about Shakespeare, and I'm been doing it kind of throughout the whole year because we are studying the Middle Ages. And so I'm going to end it, towards the end of our study this year is about the Renaissance, and it also covers Shakespeare. So I'm trying to kind of like have them already know who this person is before we get to that part of history in our study. Our main spine for this is the book, How to Teach Your Children Shakespeare by Ken Ludwig. And I did read this book cover to cover over the summer and got really excited about teaching my kids Shakespeare. And what's cool is he talks about having your children memorize it just like line by line, but also teaching them what it means. And it teaches you in the book what each line means. So for me, I didn't know what the lines meant. I remember learning Shakespeare in high school and floundering and not understanding it. And so it's cool that this is such a like practical, approachable way to do it. And so he starts with A Midsummer's Night's Dream. And so that's the only one that we've memorized. He has printouts on his website that you can use. And so we did the first two of those in the first semester of school and memorize them. And even my 4-year-old will stand up and recite Shakespeare. It's like so cool and so fun. And every day it was like, I want to talk first. I want to do it first. And they would stand up and recite their Shakespeare. So just a really fun way to enhance your homeschool and also expose them to the great William Shakespeare. So we're using this. Plus, if you go to his website, you can print out, it's like free. You don't even have to have his book, but definitely get the book if you're going to do it, or get it from the library if you can, because it's helpful. So we did that. We've been memorizing Shakespeare. And then as we approach, I've been kind of waiting, but as we get to Shakespeare in our history study, I bought this book, Bard of Avon, the story of William Shakespeare. And it is longer, so we will likely break it up over multiple days, but I just love the color pictures. I mean, I'm just a sucker for a good picture. It's definitely a longer picture book, so we will likely read it over the course of a week. So we'll read through that. And then to kind of like end our study, we've been memorizing the poetry, but they still don't know the story. And so I got this book, The Complete Shakespeare. It's an Usborne book. It's really pretty. It's got like the ribbon. I love a good picture book with good illustrations, and I love a book with a ribbon. So this one has pictures too. I'm just going to find A Midsummer's Night. Okay. So here's A Midsummer's Night's Dream. It does tell the story. So we will read this one again, probably over the course of a week. And that's how we'll end our study. And if you are doing a Shakespeare study with your kids and you have anything that you think would enhance our study, please let me know below. I'd love to check it out.